used to live in Georgetown, but here everything happened in East Bank, so I move up to East Bank now. So I'm a bona fide East Banker. I run on stage, because I had a man named Courtney Crumewing who used to walk in Diamond, and he walked too slow. But these days, the phantom gun. We can't bring back Crumewing, but the phantom will never return under the APNUFC. Making East Bank safe. East Bank is the fastest growing district in Guyana. East Bank used to be a sleepy sugar estate, but now it's a bustling community. You know what they got some people say? They can reopen the estates. This used to be an estate. And they dismissed 500 workers. Who had to carry them to court. They can't reopen Diamond. They can't reopen any estate that closed. They're fooling the people. But my brothers and sisters, this community of Diamond, this East Bank, is a busy, busy place. Every year, every day, 15,000 people pass through this road. Every day, 900 passengers from Timeri pass through this road. Every day, 10,000 vehicles cross the Demerara Harbor Bridge. East Bank Demerara is important to the country, and it's important to the APNU-AFC. But the whole of Mahaica-Demerara region is important to the whole country because 40% of Guyanese live in Demerara, Mahaica. That is why we must continue to win this region. We won this region in 2015, and we will win this region in 2020. But this time got to be different, darling. This time got to be different. This 61% can't work. We work hard and get 61%, and the PPP get 39%, they can't work. We have to do better. We have to get 75%. Give them one left back. Don't be timid. Don't try to take half a left half. The PPP is the weakest it has ever been since the Dragons died. In 2001, the first election that he competed, PPP got 74,000 votes. In 2006, the second election, did he go up or go down? He went down to 62,000. In 2011, he went down to 60,000. The PPP is going south. We are winning, and we will continue to win this region. We will continue to win this country. And this is not just about winning the elections. This is about developing Guyana, developing the country. I'm the man with the plan. I got a plan right here. The first plan is to provide jobs for our young people. JOBS. As soon as the man come into office, he disbanded the Guyana National Service. Young people used to depend on the National Service to get training, to get employment. The PPP disbanded the National Service. Well, I, David Granger, re-established the Guyana Youth Corps. We are going to deal with the problem of youth unemployment in this country. Young people had nowhere to go when the PPP scrapped the National Service. We have now re-established the Guyana Youth Corps, and we will train 1,000 young people every year for the next 10 years. 10,000 young people are going to be trained by the Guyana Youth Corps. They did something out of spite, but I will do what is right and ensure that our young people get training. The young people now have a campus, a real campus, not a fake campus, a real campus at a place called Kurukuru in this very region. And every year 1,000 young people will be coming out of Kurukuru campus, fit to work, fit and proper to get good employment. If other people don't care about youth employment, we created something called the Sustainable Livelihood Entrepreneurial Development, SLED. And so far, we have helped 2,500 young people to get jobs, to employ themselves. 2,500 young people have benefited from SLED. And I was there at the launch of SLED, the SLED program. And a young woman from the New Opportunity Corps. She wasn't afraid, she wasn't ashamed. She said, yes, I come out of the New Opportunity Corps, but I get a grant from SLED, from this government, the coalition government, and now I am self-employed, I have my own business. That is what SLED is doing for young people. Employment Youth Service, HEYS. And these HEYS students get grants to help them in startup businesses. And so far, under this APNU AFC administration, we have helped 3,800 young people, mostly in the hinterland, to start up their own businesses. That's what we're doing for young people. A real leader sets up a youth corps to train young people. A real leader creates the SLED to employ young people. A real leader sets up the HEYS so that people can get employment. That's what leaders do. And I recreated the National Cadet Corps that they destroyed. The National Cadet Corps for students in secondary school. Now there's 600 young people. You saw them in parade last year, Independence. And you'll see them in parade during the February 23rd celebration of our 50th anniversary of the Republic. That's what leaders do. They create outlets for young people to be employed and to be educated. At the Guyana Industrial Training Center, 730 youths have been trained. At the Board of Industrial Training, we've trained over 8,000 young people. That's what we are doing for young people, and we will continue doing that for the next 10 years. Young people, you don't have anything to fear from APNU AFC. We have to hand this country over to you. And we want you to be educated and employed. So we have a plan, and the plan is working. Young people can look forward to having a long and satisfying career in business, in self-employment under the APU and UAFC coalition government. But it's not one plan I had, I got one set of plan. I have another plan for wives, for householders, for households. I have a plan for families. I know some people are forced by poverty and circumstances to squat. Sometimes they live in slums, sometimes they live in shanties. Right now in Guyana, this beautiful country, there are 178 squatter settlements. We inherited 178 squatter settlements from the PPP, from the Minister of Housing and Water, the Minister of Squatting. At Beirut, over 416 families. At Timeri, 183 families. At Caneville, 1,089 families. At Vigilance, 223 families. I can't go on like that. We have to change things. And APNU AFC is changing things for people living in squatter settlements. At the end of this decade of development, there'll be no squatting, there'll be no slums, there'll be no shantytowns in the Cooperative Republic of Guyana. You read my lips. We are going to bring squatting to an end in this country. Already in the Ministry of Communities, there's a committee dealing with squatting. From the middle of March, one fortnight after we get back into office, we are going to upgrade that committee into a National Squatter Regularization Commission. Work has already started, and we will abolish squatting in this country. I visited the housing projects on this East Bank here at Perseverance, at Prospect. And I said then, and I repeat, Guyanese in the decade of development must have a roof over every head. I don't want to see people on the streets.
Forward ever, backwards never.
When I say roof, I don't mean cardboard, I don't mean plyboard. I mean a real tin roof. I have a plan to bring squatting to an end, to bring slums to an end, and to let Guyanese children grow up in clean, decent households. That's the type of country I have in mind for our children and grandchildren. I got more plan. I got more plan. I got him right here. Now the previous administration shut down Diamond. Oh, it's nice to be here. This used to be Cane Field when I was a boy, a short 10 or 15 years ago, when I was young. But what happened to the workers? Nobody don't know what happened to the workers. Are they living in poverty? But I care about the workers. I care about sugar workers. And Cabinet has already agreed to set up a state land resettlement commission. Cabinet has agreed. This is not election rhetoric. Cabinet discussed this matter and agreed that some of the lands from the sugar estates which are no longer capable of producing sugar economically should be leased to sugar workers who are willing to farm those lands. It is already happening at Wales. You read the articles in the papers. I don't make this up. sugar workers are going onto farmer sugar estate lands. And over the decade of development, we are going to speed it up. We care for families. That's why we want to get them out of the squatting settlements. We care for workers. That's why we want to put them onto those farmer sugar lands. We all know that the cost of producing sugar in Guyana was too high. The former government tried to solve the problem by putting a factory in Skeldon. The factory can't produce sugar, it can't produce honey, it can't produce nothing. But we have concentrated sugar production in East Berbice at Albion, in West Berbice at Blairmont, and in West Demerara at Iflot, the same place with the university. But we have not shut down the sugar industry, and we will not. We have restructured the sugar industry, and right now 10,000 workers are still employed in sugar. And those workers who are not employed, we are going to investigate the possibilities of getting them sugar lands so they can continue farming. We care for workers, we care for families, we care for women and children. But when the other people talk about shutting down, ask them who shut down Diamond, ask them who shut down Ogle, ask them who shut down Lusignan, ask them who shut down LBI. The whole East Demerara shut down. And we didn't do it in APNUFC. We are saving and restructuring the sugar industry. My brothers and sisters, my friends from the East Bank, we care about workers. It was a sensible thing to do. And we have saved the sugar industry, not destroyed it. The union did not have to take us to the court as they had to take the former government to court. Right now, many of the workers from Wales have been re-employed at Iflot. Workers from Kanji have been re-employed at Albion. That is what is taking place in the sugar industry. So the State Land Settlement Commission is working to make sure that the workers are not left destitute. But I got more plans. And the most important of all is the plan that we have for public education. My friends, over the last 4.5 years, we spent $170 billion Guyana dollars on education. And we will continue to spend more. Because other than food, clothing, and shelter, education is the most important thing you can give to your children. And everybody in Guyana know when I'm born. I'm born on the 15th of July. And they will remember 15th of July like young Mr. Sturge who came here. Because the 15th of July 2015 is when I launched the Public Education Transportation Service known as the 5Ps program. Thank you, Mr. Sturge.
Forward ever, backwards never.
Right now, from zero transportation under the PPP, we now have 30 buses on the road taking children to school. F-R-E-E.
Forward ever, backwards never.
We now have 12 boats in the rivers. Demerara, Berbice, Essequibo, Pomeroon, Kanji. We have boats in all of the rivers taking children to school free. We have 5,000 bicycles on the roads taking children to school free.
Forward ever, backwards never.
And listen carefully to what young Mr. Sturridge said. Because of the 5 B's program, children stop dropping out of school and they're going to school and on time. And you will see the difference during the decade of development, because those same children going to primary school and nursery school and secondary school will be graduating from the University of Ghana, which will be free.
Forward ever, backwards never.
And we ain't done that. We ain't done that. Particularly in the hinterland, we have a public education nutrition service. Yeah, and they don't call it that. I just call it hot meals. School feeding program. I call it the public education nutrition service.
Forward ever,
What it
backwards
means
never.
that children can get food when they go to school, so they don't lie down and faint. They can pay attention to the lessons. It looks good on the postcard when you see children paddling to school. But when they get there, they're tired and hungry. But under the 5 B's program and under the school feeding program, they get there fit like me, and I'm 75. Our Minister of Public Telecommunications has introduced a new scheme called IDEAL, Improving Digital Equity, Access and Learning. During the decade of development, every school will be connected to the internet, every single school. That's what we're doing. Eventually, communications and the information superhighway will be free for everyone. That's what we're working towards. My brothers and sisters, my friends, my fellow East Bankers, we are moving at a tremendous rate over the last 5 years, and we will continue to move at a faster rate over the next 5 years. You are witnessing something which has never happened before over the last 70 years. You are witnessing the decline and fall of the People's Progressive Party. The PPP is freaking out.
Forward ever, backwards never.
They're shaking with fear. They're weakening. They're getting jittery. The PPP is suffering a serious leadership crisis from inside. And they're suffering a serious challenge from outside. They cannot survive. Look at the numbers. The PPP decline started with the disappearance of the dragons. And it continued with the appearance of weak leadership. That is the problem facing the PPP. Look at the numbers. Don't worry with the German flags. You see they putting German flags? This is the Cooperative Republic of Ghana, and that's why we use national colors. Green and
Forward
gold.
ever, backwards never.
Have no fear for the German flags. Just look at the direction of the PPP votes. In 1997, they got 220,000 votes. In 2001, they got 210. You see what happened there? In 2006, they got 182,000. In 2011, they got 164,000. Who's in charge of this party? What the man name? They ain't going nowhere. But in the meantime, PNCR, then the PNCR and APNU, then APNU plus AFC were moving in the other direction. We're moving for the stars.
Forward ever, backwards never.
We started out at 161,000 in 1997. And in 2015, we were 207,000. And next month, 2nd of March, we're moving to 300,000. The days of PPP majority rule are over. They used to think Region 2 was a stronghold. They used to think Region 3 was a stronghold. They used to think Region 6 was a stronghold. Even people from the diaspora used to call, what happened in Region 6? Let me tell you what happened in Region 6 now. In 2011, they got 68% in Region 2. In 2011, they got 72% in Region 2. In same year, they got 73% in Region 6. But by 2015, what is happening? The bucket got a hole. The tin cup got a hole. The tin cup is leaking. In Region 2, they moved from 71% in 2011 to 68% in 2015. In Region 3, they moved from 72% in 2011 to 65% in 2015. In Region 6, the famous Region 6, they moved from 73% in 2011 to 63% in 2015. Let me tell you what happened in 2020 on the 2nd of March. They're moving further down. And in all three of these regions, APNU, AFC will gain a majority.
Forward ever, backwards never.
My brothers and sisters, this is not obia, this is facts. The APNU AFC is building strength by the day, and tonight, look at your mobilization. Look at this momentum. We are strong, we are on the move, and we're going to win the elections. All over the country, we are building strong regions, strong tongues. And the PVP is complaining. They are protesting, they are picketing, but they can't stop the tide. They can't stop the green and gold tide. We're too powerful. The momentum will wash them away. Everywhere the PVP is in control of the RDCs and NDCs. They're trying to hold back progress, but they can't hold back progress. Because you, the people, are the ones who will determine what happens to them on the 2nd of March. Everywhere APNU is building schools, we're building clinics, we're building water treatment plants, and the PVP is picketing. That's all they can do. That's all they ever know to do. But there's a wave of enthusiasm in this country for the coalition. We don't believe in winner takes all. We believe in a big Benab so that people, regardless of your race, regardless of your religion, regardless of the region you come from, will find a place in the APNU AFC Benab. All Guyanese will be represented. We don't tell people to join the PNC or join the GAP or join the AFC. We tell people to come with us and work for the development of Guyana. We are 6 parties. The Alliance for Change, the Guyana Action Party, the Justice for All Party, National Front Alliance, People Nationals Congress, and the Working People's Alliance. We have created a miracle in Guyanese politics. Never before has a 6-party coalition been formed and we had gone into government and have stayed together for 5 years and have signed an accord to stay together for the next 5 years. And the next 5. And the next 5.
Forward ever, backwards never.
My brothers and sisters, APNU AFC can't lose and the PPP can't win. But we have to increase our majority in this big region. I don't want no 61%. I want 75 and 81%. You think you can deliver? I'm depending on you. Let us continue to control Demerara Mahaica Region 4. Let us continue to control this region for the sake of our women and children and students. Let us continue to control this region for the sake of our young people so they can go to Kurukuru and get training and get jobs. Let us continue to control this region for the sake of the nation. I will continue to provide leadership and you will continue to provide support, and together we are going to win this region and we're going to win the elections on the 2nd of March 2020.